All right guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me here today at Extreme Outfitters. My name is Zach, your one-stop shop for all things archery and bow hunting. So if you need anything, head over to the website, extremeoutfitters.com, pick you up something new. But today we're talking crossbows. And in particular, we're gonna talk about the brand new for 2024 RevX from Excalibur. So if you're looking for an efficient, reliable, self-serviceable, rugged, and lightweight bow, this is going to be a great option for you. So we're gonna go over the specs, features, how it operates, and what kind of speeds the bow is putting up with two different arrow weights. So getting right into it, when we look at the specs of this bow is rated for 400 feet per second. It comes in at an overall weight of 9 pounds, and that's loaded. So that doesn't, if you strip off all the accessories, the bow's gonna be right around 7 pounds, but loaded is 9. So it comes with your integrated crank. It's got an overall length of 33 inches. And one of the cool things about this bow with the crank system is the draw effort is only 16 pounds. So if you have shoulder issues, you struggle with using a rope cocker, or you're trying to put a young kid on a crossbow, this is gonna be a really great option for you. So when we get into the features, one of the things that is particularly interesting and neat about this bow is the advanced Charger X integrated crank. So this crank system is actually integrated into the bow. You'll notice that the actual crank itself stows right into the rear stock. So this makes drawing the bow back extremely easy. Like we talked about, you're only drawing back about 16 pounds. So kids, shoulder injuries, the crank system is really nice on this. Plus it allows you to decock the bow. So if you're on a hunt, you don't happen to see anything, you don't have an opportunity to make a shot at an animal, you don't have to fire this bow to let it down. You can actually decrank the bow and let it down. It's also got their ceasefire anti-dry fire technology. So this bow will not fire unless an arrow or bolt is knocked, the safety is off, and the trigger is pulled. So when using this bow, you really have to make sure you seat this bolt all the way firmly on the string. It takes a little bit of pressure, but it just gives you that extra peace of mind knowing that the bolt is seated and the bow will not go off, simulating a dry fire if the bolt isn't fully against the string. So, and with that, this bow requires Excalibur's Rhino knocks, which provide an audible click, which lets you know that that arrow or bolt is fully seated on the string. It's important that you use the knocks that Excalibur recommends, and for these bows, it's going to be their Rhino knocks. On top of that, you've got their sound deadening system, which is a 4-component dampening system, which works in sync to reduce the vibration and the noise of the bow when it's fired. And then you've got their red suppressors, which again, they help to further reduce the shock of the bow, the vibration, and the noise. So we know crossbows are loud, but all the dampening technology that they've got built into this bow really does help to reduce the vibration and the noise that this bow puts out once it's fired. So when you look at it, you've got their streamlined stock as well. So it's a lightweight and comfortable stock. Like we said, this bow comes in loaded at 9 pounds. The stock on it is nice. It's got a nice length of pull. It's got a nice cheek rest. So it's a very comfortable bow to shoot. And one of the other features that we're really fond of is their actual premium clean breaking trigger. So when you go to shoot this bow and you go to fire it, you'll notice from beginning to end, the trigger pull on this particular crossbow is very, very smooth, which makes jerking the trigger and whatnot a thing of the past. It's consistent from beginning in, which is really gonna help with your accuracy when shooting the bow, especially out to distance. So, and then again, with Excalibur, they've got their high output limbs on this bow, which are, one, incredibly efficient. Excalibur is known for reliable limbs, and they're incredibly durable. Moving on, like all Excalibur bows, this bow is self-serviceable, so it doesn't require a press to change out strings. So you can use their stringer, change out strings in the field and on your own. So there's no cams, there's not a lot of moving parts. It's a very simplistic design, but you're still getting really good speeds out of the bow. And finally, with Excalibur, like they offer on all of their crossbows, you have their limited lifetime warranty. So this is a lifetime warranty on manufacturer defects, including their limbs, which is incredibly rare, right? Most crossbow warranties do not cover the limbs for more than 3 to 5 years max. You've got a lifetime warranty on the limbs for your Excalibur bows forever. So as long as you take care of this thing, if there's ever an issue, Excalibur does a very good job of warranty and taking care of their customers. But this warranty does not cover their accessories or aftermarket components. So if you're gonna put new strings on this or any components on it, we recommend you going with Excalibur's proprietary systems or accessories, just so you don't void that warranty. So when you get the bow and you open it up, it comes with everything you need to get started. So first off, you'll notice is their Overwatch illuminated scope. So the cool thing about this scope is it has a speed dial for 300 to 475 feet per second. So all you got to do is get the speeds of the bolt you're shooting, dial this thing, and then when you use their BDC, it's going to be accurate all the way out to 100 yards. So again, this is an illuminated reticle. It's got a multi-coated lens in a 30mm tube, which is mounted with their 30mm Weaver-based rings. You also get their Rebolt detachable 4-arrow quiver, and it's going to come with four ProFlight 16.5-inch arrows. These are 250 grain arrows. They're pro-grade carbon bolts that come in at a 1,000th straightness with 2-inch blazers on the back of them and rhino nocks. And you get your 100 grain field point. So this puts your overall arrow weight right at 350 grains. So we've gone over all the specs and everything. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna show you guys actually how to operate this crossbow. So getting started, everything that you need to utilize this bow is included in the package. So when you pick this thing up, all you gotta do is put it together and then start shooting. So first thing is when it comes to cranking this bow, there's a couple steps you got to go through. And one of the cool things about it is it's labeled on the back of the stock so you never forget. So if you put this bow up after the season, you come back to it, your steps are all labeled on the rear of the stock for you to walk right through it. So the first thing you're going to do is push the FDL to release the trigger. So you're going to take and push that forward, push the slide all the way down to the string until it's attached and you hear it click. From there, you're going to take and engage the safety. You're then going to remove the crank, slide it into the actual cranking system, and you are going to crank this thing all the way up. Turn it all the way up until it clicks. Once it clicks, you're going to back this out 3 turns. From there, you will pull out your cocking handle and you will go ahead and slide it back into the rear of the stock. And then you will grab your bolt. We're going to start with this 350 grain bolt. You're going to slide it all the way in until it clicks up against that string. That means that the bolt is seated and it's ready to fire. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to shoot this thing through the chronograph and see what kind of speeds we're getting with this 350 grain bolt. So you go ahead and put it on fire when you're ready to fire. So with a 350 grain bolt, we are getting 393 feet per second. So pretty close to what it's rated for, about 7 feet per second off, but that could deviate based off the chronograph that we're using. So what we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna add another 50 grains to the bolt and see what a 400 grain bolt looks like coming out of the bow. All right, so now we've got our 400 grain bolt, so it's 50 grains heavier than the bolt we just shot. So let's take a look at and see what kind of speeds we are getting out of the little bit heavier bolt. So with the 400 grain bolt, you're getting right at 371 feet per second difference. So right about 20 feet per second difference when you go up about, what do we say, 50 grains. So the bow's putting up really, really good speed. It's a really good, enjoyable shooting platform. It's one of the things important, guys, remember, keep your fingers down when you're shooting this so the string don't take them off. But the trigger pull on this thing is very consistent and smooth from beginning to end. But let's look at this now. So let's say you went on a hunt and you didn't have a successful hunt and now you need to decock this bow. Excalibur makes it very simple. So all you need to do is remove your bolt. You're gonna grab your crank handle, you're gonna put it back into the crank, and you're gonna crank this bow up 3 times until there's some tension on it, and then you're going to press the FDL while you're applying some pressure on the crank. And then all you will do is back this crank back down. And your bow is decranked, or decocked, excuse me. So very, very simple process. Excalibur makes it very easy. Again, I can't say enough good things about this bow. It's a very reliable, very efficient bow. So if you're looking for a new bow, this is gonna be a great option for you. So as you can see, Excalibur's new RevX is gonna be a great option if you're somebody in the market for a new crossbow. Reliable, rugged, lifetime warranty, self-serviceable. It's gonna be a really great option for anybody that's looking to get into a new crossbow, or you're looking to put a kit on a crossbow. With the crank system, it's gonna be a really, really good option for you guys. So if you're in the market for one, head over to the website, extremeoutfitters.com, for all of your archery and bow hunting needs, or come by and see us at our shop here in Jacksonville, North Carolina, right outside of Camp Lejeune. Don't forget, sign up for our newsletter to get locked into all of our exclusive savings and huge deals. And again, we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.